Okay, so new tracks just came out for Hurricane Milton. It is already a CAT4, expected to become a CAT5 today. You can definitely tell in our state, people are truly taking this seriously. I'm at Walmart right now, and it is absolutely insane with the amount of people, everybody getting supplies. A lot of times, with hurricanes, if you haven't lived through one, you kind of try to wait a little bit because of the path and how quickly things can change. And I, was just talking to Gary this morning, and I'm like, isn't it funny how last week so many people were saying that this system wasn't going to be anything to worry about, that they didn't even think it was going to become a tropical storm, and here we are. Literally a storm system that has not happened since 1900, on the heels of Hurricane Helene. So yes, there is a lot of concern. For us, we're not worried about loss of life for us. We're about 10 miles inland from Crystal River and from the Gulf Coast. Our house is sturdy. Obviously, this thing they're forecasting is going to stay a hurricane all the way through our state. And really quick, sorry, I'm, obviously not looking directly at you guys, talking to you, because I'm driving through the parking lot at Walmart. So when I'm diverted and looking away and I'm not stopped like this, you know why. But you can sense the seriousness of this in the air. Governor DeSantis issued an executive order last night. All of our landfills are actually remaining open 24/7 right now with no fees, because there's so much debris still, and that has to get dealt with before Milton hits in 2 days. Now, this section of Crystal River was literally just filmed yesterday as we were driving to Spring Hill. The amount of debris, the Big Baptist Church, everything is pulled out. All of these shops lost everything inside. So they have been calling for volunteers to help 24/7 get this stuff off the roads into the dump, so at least it is far enough away from all of these businesses and our water. At this point, what are you gonna do? We're as prepared as we are. We've got quite a bit of family here by us. We've got some that's much closer to Cedar Key. If you've seen Helene, it wiped out that whole area. And then we have my brother and sister-in-law and nephew and niece. They're right down the road from us. We've got other nephews and a lot of family up further north from us, close to the Gulf. So everybody's already talking. Thankfully we are as prepared as we're going to be able to be. There's still some stuff we have to deal with in our yard, still stuff that is for our full-time travel, but everybody's already talking, and everybody's kind of got stuff covered so that we can come together afterwards, pool resources, and get through this. So yeah, Walmart was a no-go. Gary had to run in really quick to grab something, get us something to drink, because we actually are in the Villages now. He has a meeting here, and he was like, not happening. The lines are so long and they're wrapping so far away. He's like, there's no way, I couldn't get through the line. So, I'm so glad that we got, what we needed left yesterday, and we're not dealing with this today. The freeways are insane already, people trying to get out, because evacuations have already started. In our county, which is Citrus County, zones A are under mandatory evacuations. Anybody in a mobile home, modular home, RVs, campgrounds, those are all mandatory evacuations, as well as special needs. So we've already been told by Governor DeSantis, the reality is, you know, this is a week and a half on the heels of Helene. Resources are stretched thin. He's already said, you know, it probably will be longer when power goes out because there's so many people still helping in other states. So those resources that typically are ready to go in our state, they're all still up in, you know, places like Georgia and Tennessee and North Carolina, and not sure about South Carolina now if they're all back online. Virginia is having issues. So thankfully we're prepared. And like I said, you know, the one good thing is we do have family here, and we've all been talking already, you know, this morning, and who has what and how, you know, we can come together and pool resources, because the reality is when you're going through this, it's very easy to forget stuff because your mind is just kind of in the zone to try to prepare as much as possible, because let's be real, like, you really can't prepare fully for this stuff. And if we've learned anything from Helene, that's the biggest takeaway. So if you are in Florida and you are preparing for Milton, do me a favor, comment down below where you're from and also your best hurricane prep tip, because so many forget things. It may cross somebody's mind, or they may not even have ever even thought about it, no matter how long they've been here. So, you know, let us know down below where you're from in Florida, preparing for Milton, if you have mandatory evacuations yet, and then your best tip. If you're not in Florida, yeah, we need all the prayers we can get, because I'll tell you what, Milton is a beast. It's really hard to put our minds around it. Seeing so many gas stations out of gas already, seeing the lines, everybody's taking this seriously. And like I said, we're on the heels of Helene. We've seen what Helene did to our communities and our areas and our counties and our state. And so knowing that this is going to be a hurricane all the way across our state, and we literally, it has not stopped raining in 2 days. So we are going to be so saturated already, which is just a recipe for disaster. And then the total amounts of rain, like in our area, they're calling for about 10 inches of rain. That's a lot in a very short time when you have the saturation that we already have. And it has already been raining for 2 days straight. So yeah, I mean, are we worried about loss of life? No. You know, I mean, we have a well-built brick house. We're more concerned with the flooding, loss of items, which, again, let's be real, that can be replaced as long as we all stay safe. But I will be honest, it's a little nerve-wracking. We have lived on and off in the state of Florida for 26 years. This last time now, we have been here for over 5 years. And talking to my brother-in-law on the phone today, and you can hear, like, yeah, we're all kind of like getting in that, oh my gosh, what is about to happen? That's our mindset right now. And I asked him, you know, honestly, like, this is, I think, our 7th, it might be our 8th hurricane we've been through. I cannot remember a time in the last 26 years where it stayed a hurricane the entire way through the state. And he can't either, and he was born and raised here. It typically, once it hits several miles inland, drops down to a tropical storm. And Milton is gonna stay a hurricane all the way across our state until it hits the Atlantic on the other side. That's nerve-wracking. So, The reality is, if you're in Florida, and I know if you're in Florida, you're taking it seriously, because literally everybody around us is taking it seriously. I know the evacuation, stay up with your county, because they're doing it based on storm surge zone, wind field, because the cone is shrinking. Right now the cone is still super big. We're not really gonna get a good cone size until probably around 5 p.m. tomorrow. But what they're doing, they said, is they're going based on population, where you're at in the cone right now, and then they're working their way out, because the roads are already, I'm not joking, like 75, hot mess already. Hot mess with people trying to get out of Florida. Back country roads coming from Ocala to the villages. I mean, these roads are country roads with no traffic whatsoever. Miles of cars trying to get out. So just be safe, y'all. Check in, please, if you comment below. Just, so everybody can just stay up to date with everybody being safe. I mean, this has become a community on this channel. And just know, we're praying for everybody here as well. We're praying that there is no more lives lost. The amount of lives lost with Helene is horrible. There's not even a word to describe. And there's still so many missing. There are still so many that they can't find. So we are praying that the only loss we have in this state is just property damage. No lives lost. We're praying that people take the evacuation seriously, especially if you are, if you're here in a car camping, an RV camping, like, you need to pack up and go, because gas is already running out. Do not wait until tomorrow. Just get out of the state. They've already said time and time again, it's not going to be survivable if that is where you're at. Now, if you can't do that, at least get to one of the open shelters so that you are in a sturdy building. Don't try to ride this thing out, in a parking lot somewhere or a parking garage. Just don't do it. And don't forget, if you are in Florida and you have things you have to take, you have debris from Helene, you have stuff in your yard that needs to get thrown away before Milton hits us, your landfills are open and they are free 24/7 as of yesterday, I believe, with that executive order that Governor DeSantis signed. All right, guys, until tomorrow with the check-in, once we know where the cone's at, be safe while you can today. Hey, it's memories we're making. I'll see you guys next time.